Alrighty, here we go with episode 7 of the J4U podcast. Man,
Hey,
look at the Just Mirror. Has it been forever since we recorded the last episode, right?
yeah, no, right. It feels like it's been like 3 months.
I know, it's
No, it's
crazy.
just, yeah, no, it's just weird. But
Absurd.
how absurd.
So, last episode was basically the movie list portion of it where we talked about movies from 2016 and then are anticipated for 2017. This is actually the news that we missed of beginning of 2017. So that's January through most of March, and we have basically here some general movie news and some game news. But before we get on to that, we're actually just gonna Luke and I talk about something we did earlier this week, and that is
Oh
take.
yeah, the
Mhm.
uh we did a special challenge with our friends at Tingle Beards,
Yep, Tangled
and
Beards. They invited us out. We went over to their place. Uh, it was actually really a lot of fun. We recorded this one challenge with them. I say one. It was much more than one. It was one video. With essentially the premise of these three kind of, what would you call them?
um
Mini
three
games,
types of,
or what's the best way to
yeah,
put it?
something like that, mini games,
These
something
three
like
kind of
that.
mini game challenge type things, and there'd be rounds of mini games, and the winner of each round got a point, and then points would be tallied up at the end of the round or the end of the video. But basically, yeah, every time you lose in the round, so say, uh, take a game for example, when we lost said match, we would take one of the challenges, and it's basically 10 different bowls with 10 different horrible things that very few
Oh
people would
yeah.
want to eat.
So
Ranging. Well, I take that back. No, there were some pleasant things in there.
yeah, there
It was a
was like a pleasant
mishmash.
thing if you were lucky.
Yeah, so you could lose, but have a mint chocolate, or you
Yeah,
could lose and have a habanero pepper.
yeah. That's something we did.
And then we kind of punked those guys a little bit because I don't know how much they're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
include in their video. Prior to this, when they first invited us out, I scheduled a meeting with Luke, and then we recorded some kind of
yeah,
BTS of our meeting discussing what we're gonna do for their challenge to kind of attempt to mess them up and give them some
yeah,
psychological warfare there.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Which one thing I will say, because we didn't really get this on video, was we went to their place, didn't start shooting for like another 2 hours or something. We were
yeah,
there for a while before we actually started because we got there, kind of said hi to the guys, two other people that we kind of knew who were there,
yeah,
two friends of mine, just kind of said hi to them, relaxed for a while. Luke and I got changed into our outfits for the video. Again,
yeah.
our meeting. Hopefully they include that.
They were
Uh,
so suspicious of us, though. Like when we came out, they're just like,
that was the point though, and
"What?
I
Yeah,
love
no,
that it worked.
uh, yeah." It was just so funny. I just feel like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, nothing,
We played our characters
nothing at all.
very well,
Yeah.
and basically, yeah, we then we sat around in our hot outfits
Uh,
for an hour or
oh
so,
God, yeah,
just kind of sitting
yeah. We
there
we sat around for,
looking
yeah, just
douchey
for
as
an
hell.
hour. We were just, oh yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, yeah. We were just like sitting there in these like jackets and like sweatshorts, and just be like, we're just, this is getting really warm now. It's like
yeah.
we're just like waiting till we get out.
I brought community gummy bears. I had a big ass bottle of Mountain Dew. And then while we were
Oh
waiting, we
yeah,
just played Cards Against Humanity, which I wish we recorded because I
oh yeah,
won.
oh yeah. You did win. That was a good game.
It was an amazing game, which is why I wish we recorded it because we had some hilarious
Yeah, yeah,
moments in that.
yeah. There was some pretty good stuff in there.
From Brennan's George Bush impression to
Oh yeah,
uh,
that was great.
what was it?
Oh,
My pristine white penis or something
oh
for
yeah.
Native American
Oh, that
black
was
card.
fucking. Oh, that was great. Oh
My
my god.
privileged white penis. That was what did the question was uh what did the
Oh my god,
English
it's
bring to
fucking
America when
great.
meeting the Native Americans or something to that effect? And my card was my privileged white penis.
My piece. That was that was. I think that was probably my favorite one
I mean,
from
I was on a
the
roll.
entire
I
night.
feel, which is why I'm bummed that weren't recording it because I know as soon as we record a Cards Against Humanity with those guys, I'm gonna get the worst cards ever.
Yeah, yeah. It's like once it's finally on film, it's just like, oh shit, I'm doing horribly.
I got Emma Watson.
Oh
I
yeah,
won with Emma Watson.
yeah. Oh yeah. That was another one of the cards was Watson. Also, uh, we should do stuff like that for like a live stream or something, like some Cards Against Humanity stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And hold
it'd
on,
be
let me
pretty
just
fun.
refresh my page one sec because I just realized I don't have the chat open.
Yeah. Uh,
Should probably do that.
yeah. You should probably.
Alrighty. Yeah, I still had it
Probably.
all set up from the last stream, so it was like, yeah, there's no new
Yeah.
chatters in the J4U podcast episode 6. Sorry to say that. Like, of course there's not.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
stopped that live stream, so
Yeah.
alright, now we're all good.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
But that was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do more stuff with those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I'm excited to see what else we might do with them in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not gonna give any spoilers to the video, but I just want to say, I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like at some point, pretty much everyone ate something they didn't really want to eat. But
Yeah. No.
is it just me, or did I get
Mine
the
was
worst
pretty early on.
foods?
Um. Look, you did not try spam dipped in like the red habanero sauce.
I
You're
did.
lucky. Oh
Although
wait,
I
you
wrapped
did.
it in seaweed as well.
Oh wait, no, no. Yours was just the spam and seaweed, but mine was spam and
Oh,
habanero sauce.
yeah.
Yeah,
See, I didn't mind spam though.
yeah. I wish I could say that,
It
but
wasn't
I can't.
great, but it was like, oh, okay, this is in my mouth
Yeah,
now.
it was.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Whereas to me, it feels like some disgusting object of
I will say,
some
it
people
helps
are.
if you don't think about it. Like, I took my first
Oh
bite
yeah,
when it was wrapped in seaweed the second time, and I was like, this tastes surprisingly worse than the first time. That's because I was thinking about it too much.
yeah,
I was listening to Brennan and Chris talk the last time, so I just started up a conversation about it, and voila, it disappeared into my stomach.
yeah. It's just like, I don't know. That doesn't work for me as well. Like I tried, just like okay, just put down.
I've
But then
also
like,
done more challenges. This was not my first go round.
yeah, yeah. I was just like this was my beginning one, so I was like a newbie baby for this one. So
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
that's like playing some kind of strategy game, but instead of starting on easy, you start on hard.
yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Whereas
That
I just came from a veteran level strategy game for the St.
yeah,
Patrick's
yeah,
Day video. That was horrible.
yeah. That part that was horrible.
That made Brennan and Chris's challenge seem like, let's sure I'll eat your spam. What ghost pepper
Spam as
salsa?
long as
Give me
not.
that.
Yeah, it's like I'll eat your ghost peppers as long as it's not a potato.
Yeah, the ghost pepper salsa wasn't actually that bad in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. For me, it was like that. Again, that red habanero sauce or whatever it was. Like God, it just
It was the middle one because
burnt up my mouth.
there was the medium. I don't believe that was mild. I don't believe that for a second. That must have been medium, the most calm one. Then there's the ghost pepper. What was the
Yeah,
other one though?
I don't remember actually.
Because I don't think we doubled up on the
But
habanero. I think it was just the habanero
maybe we
pepper.
shouldn't spoil some of the stuff
Yeah,
actually
we'll keep
because
the rest a
they'd be
secret.
like, yeah, let's.
But
It's a secret.
go watch the video, see who won.
Yeah,
It was
it's
an
probably
awesome
not
video.
uploaded yet though.
No, it's
But
definitely not uploaded yet.
but
It's
it
gonna
will be in
take
the
Chris about
future.
another week to edit.
In the future.
Yeah, check it out. With
Yeah,
that said,
go
let's go
check it.
ahead, get on to our
The
news.
topics.
Yes, our many topics. So first off, before it was news is one category, movies is another on here. But when I started writing the movies, when I was like, this is all kind of actual news that just so happens
Yeah.
to be based on movies, so I just kind of combined the two for this catch up.
Yeah, it's kind of like they just coincide, like a Venn diagram.
Yeah. So first off, we're going to talk about the Dog's Purpose animal abuse claims, because if you weren't familiar with
Yeah.
it, literally right before the movie came out, TMZ released this
Oh God, like
footage,
days.
basically showing this trainer trying to put the dog in this running water. The dog didn't want to do it, and then there was this cut, and you just saw the dog in the rushing water, and he submerged for about like less than a second, but then came back up, and they pulled him out basically. But the
Yeah.
internet basically freaked out.
Yeah, they lost their shit over that.
Oh yeah, boycotting the film, and yeah, so we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? We'll start off with you on this.
this might kind of be the same as yours, but yeah, it's just like I don't know all too much about it, but like I saw kind of like the cut is like I don't know, like there could have been anything in that amount of time that they
Hmm.
did that because like it's just like you don't know, there could have been like okay, the dog got more adjusted to the water and whatever.
Exactly.
Again, I don't know if that's what happened, but that's kind
Hmm.
of just like I don't go to these assumptions. It's like oh, they're forced him into the water or whatever because it's like I don't know, that's
Well, at the same time, you're making an assumption by saying that. Meanwhile, though, the internet made the big assumption
again
that
like
it was
yeah.
seconds apart. So I feel like assumptions
Yeah,
were made all around the board there with that.
yeah, there was a lot of assumptions just thrown everywhere about this, but yeah,
And my problem
it
is
was just
because with how things are with the media right now, there's a lot of false journalism going on right now. And if you look
oh
at
god, yeah,
TMZ's
yeah, fake
original
news.
post for it, they say things like the director was on site for this, the dog was
Yeah,
forced into the water
yeah,
or
there's
went in
this.
on its own. Meanwhile, the headline just said it was forced. There are just some things that didn't add up, especially when
Yeah, it's just
they said the director was on site, and the director came out saying, "No, I was not on site, and this is the first time I've seen this footage." So
yeah,
that
just like
already kind of hurts the credibility of TMZ with that alone, and then you just have that
yeah,
drastic cut. And the thing
yeah,
that
just
seems a
like a
little
cut in
suspicious to
general.
me is they filmed that in 2015, according to
Yeah,
sources, but it came out just days before the movie did. So that's a little
yeah,
fishy.
yeah, it is a little bit fishy. Just like is this footage just got released until now? It's just like why now? Why did you just like wait on it? Did you just I don't know. It does seem really weird and fishy in
Yeah.
general. But
So I
yeah,
feel like there's not enough
uh,
facts, and I feel people
yeah,
are
there's not
making
enough facts
some
behind it.
assumptions that
Uh, but yeah,
aren't
it's
quite
just very
justified
strange. It's
without
just
that full investigation.
yeah, they didn't really get. It was just mainly just the footage and not really much else besides that that they could talk about. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just seems really weird in
Yeah,
general.
and I mean, there's there's
Yeah,
just a lot of things that seem off about it. So, I mean, have you heard anything more about that? It's kind of died down from what I've heard. They had that thing like we're going to do the
yeah, like
investigation. I haven't heard anything since then though.
yeah, I've heard like nothing about it after that point. But yeah, just seemed to kind of just fizzle away like after the film's release because I don't know. To be honest, from what if I would make like an assumption, I really doubt that it was that they forced him into the water because again, there's
Especially
the cut
yeah,
and all
especially
that.
since the studio themselves said we started shooting. The dog who had done several rehearsals with this the day of the shooting didn't want to do it, so we didn't do it. We stopped the shoot there, and then the following day he was ready to do it, so he went in the water. He submerged for a second, but we had divers and people there in case he stayed under for more than like that split second.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like
Which, because of that cut, it seems legitimate.
yeah, yeah, just like yeah, it's kind of like the way they cut it. They had that cut there. Just it does seem pretty legitimate.
So, I just want to say, I feel like there's not many details, and people are making some assumptions that aren't entirely justified without
Yeah,
that more information. So, I mean, who
yeah,
knows? Maybe they did push the dog in, or maybe they didn't. And I feel like
yeah. It's
people
like
are
yeah,
forcing the idea of the negative side, whereas the positive is
as they
equally
usually
as
do.
legitimate.
Yeah, it's just kind of like people seem to kind of do that a lot, where it's just like the worst scenario they can think of for situation for something they kind of say, oh, that's what happened. It's like no, it probably isn't as bad as you think it is, or even didn't happen at all, or just whatever. Just
Hmm.
yeah, people kind of went on assumptions on that one pretty quickly.
And I feel like the internet as a whole kind of does that. And once
Oh
it
yeah,
gains that
definitely.
momentum, even people who aren't entirely on board feel obligated to be, or they face
Yeah,
criticism.
yeah, yeah. Is by the way, what I have never seen that movie. Did people say it was good?
I didn't see it either, but again, I feel like this abuse claim
Oh yeah,
immediately hurt the business because I was actually going to go see it with some people,
yeah,
but
yeah.
because of this
Let me actually
claim,
see
they didn't
like
end up seeing it.
yeah, let me see like actually like how much it's made
I'd be
so
curious
far.
because, again, it feels a little suspicious with how close to the release date it came out.
Yeah, it just seems like really kind of like were they had like footage of them, like they probably just like, at least from what I could understand it, there's probably just like B-roll footage that they got, and then they
Hmm.
saw like a point, or it's just like, oh, it looks like it could be them pushing the dog into the water. We don't want this movie to be successful, so let's
Hmm.
do that or whatever. Or
Yeah.
they just did that for like
Well,
for the for like the journalism or whatever.
well, yeah, because
Or
technically, people going on the ad page or on the news page, what's the difference? On the page to kind of read
yeah,
the article, well, they get the ad revenue that's on that page. So even if the news is false, they still get paid. So it doesn't affect them
yeah,
either.
yeah.
So I mean,
Well,
it could. I want to stress the point. It could be
yeah,
legitimate. They could have pushed the dog in, but
yeah.
again, I
Like we
feel
don't.
there's not enough information.
Yeah, there's not enough like evidence to back that up. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I checking now, and like it's made like over $100 million, so it no, it hasn't really failed at all. So
Okay. Well, that's good. At least it didn't. Well, I mean, good assuming like innocent
yeah,
until
good
proven guilty.
assuming. Yeah, like yeah, that kind of case. Yeah,
All right.
it,
Well, on to the next thing. You saw Split. I didn't.
yeah, I saw Split.
So
And
I'm
yeah,
not
there's
sure how aware you are of this, but there was some major controversy by people with the actual mental disorders portrayed in the film, saying that well, this isn't accurate. This is very fictional and honestly offensive to the disorders that we have in real life.
oh yeah, yeah, that I don't
Now,
know, like
I don't have a whole lot of information on this, mainly because I never did see Split, so I don't know how they are portrayed. But what do you think of the
yeah.
legitimacy of this claim?
Here's the thing: I've never really met someone with this disability, like this, like
Split
whole
personality disorder.
yeah, the split personality disorder, or whatever. So I don't have any backing up of how accurate it is. Like I like I don't mean that in how accurately the film portrays it, because I know this is not an accurate portrayal
Mm-hmm.
of split personality disorder. Mainly if you get to the end of the film, but yeah, like I could kind of see why. It's just I don't know. It's like it is definitely like a sense of perspective, because I've never
Mm-hmm.
met someone with that type of disorder, and I don't. Yeah, it's just weird in general. Just kind of I think about like because I guess, but then again, like there's other films that kind of. I was just thinking about there's like other films that have characters with split personality disorders, but people didn't really get all up in arms about those types of films. But like, would Psycho, like the main character of Psycho, technically count as multiple personality disorder?
That is a point. Also, I just realized, well, two things. First off, I set all this up. I'm not using the images on the screen, so let me give a second pull up Split.
Yeah, yeah. But
So for those
yeah.
not aware, that is the a screenshot of the footage from the dog's life thing. Just so you guys know,
Oh, okay.
you can look up the footage, go on TMZ or wherever, watch it for yourselves. But
Yeah,
back
it's
to
somewhere
Split.
on there. Yeah, but yeah, like it's more just a case for me is like I didn't really think it was trying to be like an accurate representation of split personality disorder,
Mm-hmm.
but like more just like the split personality disorder was a way to kind of convey like themes and ideas. Like by the end of the film, it's supposed to be like an idea that like this idea of how these about like people being broken because of like trauma in their lives or something like that. But
Yeah.
again, it's just like the main thing is also like how many of the people that say it's offensive actually do have the disorder, and how many
Right.
of them have seen it.
I
And
mean, yeah, I agree with that. And uh, I guess because there's kind
like
of. Go ahead.
I saw like I actually kind of knew about this before, like on Tumblr, and it was mainly and like most of the people that are saying like it's offensive is just like people who don't actually have this disorder themselves. Like they said, I remember a post that said, "I don't have this disorder, but I feel like this would be offensive." It's like you don't really have any experience in
Yeah.
that. Like you don't know people who have that, so how can you really make that assumption? So yeah, like it could be, it could be. I don't know. I don't know how it actually is for people like that, because I don't really know them many people.
Well, and the two sides of this that I see are the people who are saying yes, this is offensive, assuming that yes, they are people with the disorder, that they
Yeah,
hear about a movie about someone with a split personality disorder, and logically you would want to go see that. Oh, thank you,
yeah,
Tyler. I'll turn myself up a little. But they basically go see the movie because logically it's a movie about a disorder they have. They want to go see it, and then realizing that it's not that. I could kind of see that as you're expecting to find something relatable that's not, and honestly kind of portray something that you have in a way that's not accurate. I could see
yeah,
that being a legitimate claim. On the other hand, like kind of Tyler pointed out a little while earlier, when he said, was it meant to be scientific and accurate? I feel no, this was a fictional thing.
oh,
Uh,
absolutely not. No, it's
that yeah,
like,
like they weren't trying to portray this accurately because it's meant to be kind of this exaggerated thing.
yeah, like I really, because like I really hope at least this is not what M. Night Shyamalan thinks how personality disorder works, because at least from what I could, from my interpretation, it's supposed to kind of be like how they use it by the end is supposed to kind of like connect to like this theme, like this like
Mm-hmm.
storytelling theme by the end. Like again, you have to see the movie to get what I mean, but like yeah, let's just think it's really weird, but it kind of makes a bit more sense. Also, th- actually, never mind. That part was like, yeah, that actually doesn't make sense.
Okay,
Uh,
well, I guess then moving on to the next big thing that we have here is Luke, did you watch the Oscars?
yes, I did, and I saw that with my own two eyes.
So did I, and this is actually hilarious because this
Oh my god, it
involved
was the
my favorite
best.
film and your favorite film, which were two
Yeah,
different things.
I won.
So, for
Freaky.
those of you who aren't aware of the Oscars mishap, uh, they were announcing the winner of the best uh, film for
Yeah,
2016,
and
and
Warren Beatty was up there, and he was
yeah,
really
yeah, he was.
it, yeah, it was like so so it was him and Faye Dunaway, and they were given the card, but when they were when they were awarding it, they were actually given the envelope for Emma Stone for
Best
winning
actress.
best actress in La La Land, and so Warren Beatty was really confused and didn't know what to do. So Faye Dunaway looked at it and said that best picture was La La Land,
Mm-hmm.
and then minutes after that, while people were already on stage giving their acceptance speeches, someone was like, "No, actually, Moonlight was the one that won Best Picture." And Jordan Horowitz, one of the producers, came up and said, "Guys, no, no, it's Moonlight." And then in the middle of their thing, Moonlight came in and got the award, and it was
Mm-hmm.
a fucking mess, but it was
Oh yeah,
also really hilarious.
and honestly, Hurwitz, I think he handled it perfectly. I had a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
respect for him
absolutely.
based on how he handled that. He handled it very well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
could you
like he,
imagine a film that you've poured the past 3 years of your entire life into, hearing that it was the best film of that year, and then minutes later being told, no, it wasn't?
nope, no, it wasn't. Yeah, just be like, yeah, and it's just great that he was able to be like at that point. He's like, no, guys, no, there's a mistake, and it's this film. You guys are the winners, and still keep like a straight face about it all.
Well, and say that he is proud to be able to hand them this award
Yeah,
because they
that too.
deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought that was honestly great of him to be able to do that
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know how many of us would be in that same situation, not be like, God damn it, no,
Yeah,
just
I
be
mean,
like super pissed off. But yeah,
I just
yeah,
thought
it
that
was
was it was a crazy thing because again, I also watched it live.
yeah, it was we saw that shit live.
Mm-hmm.
That was insane.
Yeah,
Uh,
it really was, and I mean,
yeah.
it, hearing like Jimmy Kimmel talk about it on his show the next day, and just hearing what
Oh
actually
God, yeah,
happened, you just kind of go, "Wow!" Like that
yeah.
wasn't planned. Like
They,
that's insane that that could happen.
yeah, it's like I don't know. This like I like at that point I was kind of getting kind of tired of the Oscars, and then something like maybe something crazy will happen next year. I don't know, because like yeah, it's just like when I heard La La Land, it was like oh of course that's the one that would have won. It was like obvious win, and then in the middle of be like nope, it's Moonlight. Be like what the. fuck? Just
Yeah,
like,
it's
like it was funny because I follow a bunch of like film people on my Twitter account, and like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's Moonlight. Yeah, this is the obvious." And, like 5 minutes later, I went back on there. It's like, "Oh my god!" Just like all across like the dashboard. It was the best. But yeah, like, what are your feelings though on that? Like, just in general.
I mean, my main thing is just I thought they handled it perfectly. It was a crappy
Yeah,
situation to begin with, but well, for the La La Land people, amazing for Moonlight. But in the perspective of the
yeah,
La La Land people, like it's a crappy situation, but they handled it with dignity, pride, and we're proud to give it to Moonlight. So I feel like that was great on their behalf. I do think Moonlight. That congrats to them. They deserve it.
they did
It's
indeed.
just I feel like if it they should have won it by having their name announced first, because now it put La La Land in this situation where they had it like in their hands, the award,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah,
was
they're
taken away from them. That's just it sucks for
yeah.
them.
Yeah, they're now considered like the almost best picture winner. So
Exactly. So
yeah,
it is sad for them on that behalf, but for Moonlight,
yeah,
fantastic. Congratulations to them.
yeah. I'd say yeah, it's kind of like the situation was kind of shitty, but like I don't know, there was just like something of like this other shock though to see just like because mainly everybody I knew who was covering like the Oscars was like La La Land is going to be like the best picture winner because like it follows all like the Oscar stuff,
Hmm.
but is also like still widely acclaimed and all that. But then to kind of hear Moonlight be like, it was kind of like the underdog situation because
Yeah, for sure.
like do you know like what Moonlight's budget was?
What was it?
Take a guess. Like just take a wild guess
La La Land was 30 million, so I'm gonna guess 25
for Moonlight.
for Moonlight.
1.5 million.
Oh my god, wow.
Yeah, it is the cheapest Oscar Best Picture winning film of all time.
Holy crap, that's insane.
Yeah, and speaking
Especially
of
when you
that,
look at the actors they had.
yeah, 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 and for and also it is technically now the first Best Picture winning film to be directed by an African American.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that was great. It was just like, and also just like it was able to. It was like like people were kind of talking about like course correction for like last 2 years with like Oscars being like oh so
Hmm.
white and such. It's like, and I was kind of glad that they picked the really great movie out of the ones they chosen because yes, like the other ones were good, but I don't feel like they really left. They didn't leave an impact with you as much as that
Hmm.
one did. So yeah, I was kind of in the same boat as you. It's like it's kind of shitty that La La Land was put under that situation, but Moonlight won, so that's all I'm happy for because that was the one I was
Hmm.
hoping would win,
Yeah.
and it did. So yeah, I was
Alrighty.
not expecting that at all, though. It was
It
like,
was
holy
crazy.
shit. Yeah, it was that was some crazy shit though. It was great. I loved it. Kind of.
Alright, so moving down the list. I don't know if you heard of this. I assume you have.
Yeah,
But
I've heard of this.
uh,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Beauty and the Beast, Disney announced that LeFou in this live action version is going to be the first what were their words exactly? I don't remember. The
Openly
first
gay character
openly
in
gay
a Disney.
character. Yes, openly gay character in a Disney movie.
Yeah, and then a whole bunch of like theaters from like
Hmm.
not just like some in America, but like all over the world kind of banned it because of that.
Exactly. And they pulled it
And
from theaters and there's kind of huge uproar about it.
yeah, like yeah, yeah, just like in general, like it just it's kind of interesting though that it's all this for a character that's not even all that major in the
Hmm.
story was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And if this is a spoiler, I don't care.
yeah, like
That well,
context
here's the thing. No,
matters.
no. Here's the thing. If this is a spoiler, I don't care. You see him, quote unquote, being gay for about 5 seconds of the film.
Oh yeah,
At the
it was just like a
very
5 second
end,
thing. Yeah,
5 seconds. It's one shot. At the
it's one
very
shot.
end,
It's that's it. It's just oh my
there
god.
was all that uproar. They banned it from theaters for that five
Yeah,
seconds.
Yeah, maybe it was like movie theaters like heard openly gay characters like, oh god, this is just gonna be like gay for the entire movie. There's just gonna be all the good stuff, and then they banned it because of that. And then later I was like, oh wait, it's just like 5 seconds off. Fuck.
And Jeremy Johns, he brought up a point. Look at LeFou in the animated version. Did you honestly think that character was straight?
Oh yeah. Okay, good point. Because he is pretty chummy with a
Gaston. Like,
Gaston there. Yes, this is. Oh god.
and again, I don't care if this is spoilers. I'm gonna say it. In the movie, they have a line where Gaston's like, LeFou, why don't you have a wife? And LeFou says, you know what? They say I'm clingy, implying that he's been with women. And then at the very end, though, he's with a guy for 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, just oh god damn it.
They banned a movie
for that. Wow, it's like just like it's like you guys really are losing your shit over that.
And when I say being with a guy, they're not kissing, they're not banging,
yeah.
They're dancing for 5
you know
seconds.
What's funny?
At most. I'm guessing, no, 3 seconds. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
3
like
seconds was how long the shot was.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even say that it was like openly gay. Like they didn't even do anything to kind of insinuate as much. Like he's just like dancing with the guy, and that's it. It's like I don't know. That's maybe could just be like dancing with the guy because I don't know. That's the thing people can do, but it's just weird. It's just like okay, that's it. Cool.
And Tyler just reminded me of an amazing quote about this, saying, and I quote, "I'll bring my kid to a classic bestiality story, but a gay man? Hell no."
God.
A film about bestiality and Stockholm Syndrome? No way. Or, of course I'd show my kid that. But there's a gay person in it? No, I can't go to that.
Disgusting. Ugh. You know what's kind of funny, actually, though? Like, when we're talking about, like, Moonlight, that was, like, about, like, a gay character as well, yet barely anyone was, like, going uproaring about that. And then Disney has a gay character for 5 seconds, and everyone's like, ugh, disgraceful.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here, and that's the internet jumps to conclusions. I hope you're not learning this now, but there's a theme to this podcast, and that is it.
Yeah, it's either that or just getting upset over like the small and not actually getting upset over the bigger stuff.
And I guess staying on the same wavelengths as that, I didn't even put this on the list, but this is definitely something big that happened. Pewdiepie. Did you hear about that? The big Pewdiepie?
Oh yeah, the whole like doing a joke about like something about like
death to all Nazis. So basically what happened
oh yeah, that.
I don't remember the name of the website. PewDiePie, he was making a video.
So bad. Oh,
I don't remember the name of the website. If anyone watching knows the name, it starts with an F. Fiverr. That's right. He's on a website called Fiverr, where basically you give strangers money to do things on video.
And yeah, that. And then they did something.
The purpose of the video was to show how outrageous, what outrageous things people would do for $5. And in the video, one of the things PewDiePie has these two people do is write a sign saying "Death to all Jews" while dancing, and subscribe to Keemstar.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Subscribe to Keemstar at the end.
So
and then everyone lost their more like Wall Street Journal kind of lost their shit.
The Wall Street Journal,
everybody else
took that and basically put out that PewDiePie is
like anti-Semite or something like that.
Yeah, anti-Semite against the Jews because of this. But how they presented it is without context, just showing him with the people from Fiverr with the sign saying "Death to all Jews,"
and just that,
and just that, and then they started going through all of his videos. That guy has, if I had to guess, maybe 10,000 videos.
Yeah, something.
They went through all that, and again, out of context, grabbing screenshots of anything they could show to put him as that anti-Jew person.
There was they just
did a picture where he had his arm raised. I'm not going to do it in case the Wall Street Journal watches this. He had his arm raised pointing at something, and they took that as him doing a Nazi salute.
Oh, and it wasn't even like what he was trying to do. It was
No, he
just
was just
like,
pointing at something.
really?
Yes,
Just point. Oh my
and they
god!
took that saying that he was doing a Nazi salute.
You can't people get triggered over me pointing at something now.
And
Oh
then he
no.
did a video talking about how these other groups are basically Nazis for promoting, I don't even remember what it was, X. So he was impersonating them as a joke, wearing a Nazi uniform, pretending to
Yeah.
be them. They took that and said he supports Nazis
Yeah.
when he was
And
saying,
also didn't like because of all this like whatever contract he had with like a company like took it down because they're like, oh, you're an anti-Semite or whatever.
well, here's what happened then. Wall Street Journal then took those articles to Disney and YouTube saying, hey, you sponsor this guy. I mean, he says these very offensive and racist things. Are you going
Yeah,
to
it's
do
just like
something so it doesn't hurt your company? Which forced both Disney, which forced Disney to cut their ties with PewDiePie to
oh
protect their public
god.
image so they wouldn't be persecuted as well by the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, it's just like
And then on
it's
top of
just
that, YouTube ended up canceling his show on YouTube Red, Scare PewDiePie, because of it. Because they as well,
oh, they did do that too?
yep.
Oh my
And the
god.
worst part about it, they already started the show. They already started filming that second
Yeah.
season when it got canceled. So all the people
Wow.
who worked on it lost their job.
What a shit show, honestly.
All
Just in
because the Wall
general.
Street Journal posted things out of context. This is
Yeah.
my problem with it.
Like that's kind of like that seems to be a major thing like with our list of topics on here is
Which is
that
why I brought this up.
context is very important, is very very
Oh,
important,
yes.
and don't just assume things directly from what you are told and not just like, oh, what is the actual full scale of what I of this topic or thing that's going on.
And then PewDiePie made a video talking about that. And then
Oh
after
yeah,
that video came out, the Wall Street Journal came to him saying,
got fucking
hey, do you want to post your side of the story? We never actually asked you about that, but if you'd want to share your
oh
side of the
fuck
story,
off.
you can speak to an outlet. Meanwhile, he just spoke to his outlet of over 50 million telling his side of the story already in a way that
Yeah,
the Wall Street Journal can't take out of context.
yeah, it's like first of all, it took you till now to actually want my side of the story.
They didn't do it during when they were writing the first couple articles. They did it
Yes,
afterwards and after he had already lost his partnerships and presented his side of the story.
yes, like, dude, just come on. It just sucks so much
Yeah.
because it's like,
And
it's just,
there's been more about this that we could go on for a while, such as Jacksepticeye's reaction to it, Markiplier's, all the other people,
yeah.
whether it's
I actually
good
haven't
or
seen
bad.
those like reactions.
I guess I'll
Uh,
go into it then a little. I'll start with just Jacksepticeye's because Jacksepticeye, he put out a video that you would think, because Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie are very close friends, would be defending PewDiePie, but Jacksepticeye has this partnership with Disney, and
oh, he does.
funny
Oh,
enough,
okay.
the video almost blasts PewDiePie more than defends him.
Huh? Really?
Yes, which
I wouldn't think that.
exactly, which he got some criticism for, and later cleared up, saying he was sorry for not defending his friend when his friend was in need. He does support PewDiePie. He just wanted to show the other side of the story because he thought that that wasn't getting shown enough, and instead realized that it sounded like he was just throwing his friend under the bus. So
Okay,
he
yeah, yeah.
corrected it, but in the video, it does sound, he was basically saying, yeah, Felix was stupid. He's not racist, but he shouldn't have said those things and deserved to get his sponsorship removed.
Oh, okay.
Paraphrasing.
So it just kind of came off something like that.
Yes, it came off like that. It wasn't his intent, but again,
Yeah,
people kind of took that as that, and for reasonably so because of some of what he said, which he did apologize for. But
yeah, yeah,
the fact,
yeah.
like the
Just
Fiverr thing, he probably shouldn't have taken it to that extreme, and he could have done more measures to show that it was a joke,
yeah,
uh, and that he doesn't stand by what it says. Even though he did say right after it happened, like, I don't know if I can upload this video, which
yeah.
clearly states he doesn't believe that, but still, he could have done more, I feel. Because, like, even with my stuff, I always try and watch what I say
Yeah,
It's
just
when
like
you're
make sure you're not going over the line of
hmm
what should be allowed.
yes, and with comedy, you should always be pushing that line, but you should
Yeah,
try
like
never to cross it. That's the hard thing.
yeah,
You
just
have
like
to do
always
so.
like just push it in the smallest ways and never just like go over it because otherwise it's gonna
Yes.
end up pretty badly.
And like I mean, there have been jokes that I cut out of video all the times. Like St. Patrick's Day, I cut out a couple jokes that I thought. One joke I thought like, this is borderline. I'm just not gonna put
Yeah,
it out there. I mean, if there's ever a point where you're like, I don't know if I should have made the joke, then just cut it out. It's better to be safe than sorry. I've done
yeah,
that
it's just
several
better.
times in several videos.
Yeah, it's just kind of like if you're just kind of like if you're asking that in the first place, maybe you should probably have it in there in general.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway, it is a shame that he did lose that partnership. I believe that.
yeah, it's just
Feel
like
like the Wall Street Journal did definitely screw him over for
oh god,
unjust
yeah,
things there. Same time,
yeah,
it's not entirely with him in the innocent because he himself kind of questioned it. He could have
yeah, it's just,
even in editing done some more to show it was a joke. So while
yeah,
there's not no party that's completely innocent, I
yeah,
feel that that the Wall Street Journal was definitely more at fault for they
yeah,
clearly
definitely
put
gonna.
things out that were out of context when they're a source of news that should be true and unbiased.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's what news should be in general. Is just kind of like reporting a way that doesn't really even sway to a side, but just like presents it as it is, and not just like, oh, did you hear about this horrible thing?
hmm
It's the worst or whatever. But like, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I stand on it. We kind of just talked about that. That wasn't even on the schedule, which is why I don't have a picture for it. So you're just staring at Josh Gad when I was talking about
Oh,
PewDiePie. So sorry about that, but
the
we're
two
moving on to
that
the next topic.
stare into Josh Gad's 5 second of gayness as we talk about Pewdiepie. Uh, but yes.
Yes. All right, so that's it for movies and I guess news. We connected that.
Yeah,
But
again, a Venn diagram.
yeah. So now we're talking about For Honor. Now that we're on games, I
Oh,
love this game. It's
I still need to see that. Isn't that the samurai kind of samurai Viking other
Knight.
thing? Knight,
Yes,
yeah.
and it the combat system is phenomenal. It looks like one of the best console multiplayer games aside from Overwatch that has been put out in a long, long time.
Yeah. I I don't have the system to play, but from like the footage I've seen, I really like the mainly just that it doesn't really care about the fact that it's like there's no way that this could happen. It's just like no, it's
hmm
just like a fun little like
Yeah,
fighting with these three different like
these
different
three
playing
iconic
styles.
warrior types.
Yeah, it's kind of like the it's almost like the Avengers of iconic historical warriors.
And like it's been one of the hardest decisions of whether I buy the game or not because while I would love to be able to buy and play this game and definitely record some videos of it, I don't know if I could get $60 worth of context out of this because again, I bought Titanfall 2 and I haven't played that nearly as much as I want to just because of time's sake. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to buy another $60 game only to play it for maybe 10 hours.
yeah. That's kind of like a you have to make sure that it's worth the money and the investment.
Yeah, and for a full $60 game, even as good as this one, I don't know if I want to completely throw all my money at it for however little time I might potentially play it. If I knew that I would have the time to
Yeah,
play it, then 100% I would buy it.
yeah, definitely. It's just like if it was if you had ain't got no money, so it's kind of like you got to make sure when you do have the money that
Mm,
it's worth it
yeah.
and such.
And do you know what the combat system is like in For Honor?
Isn't it kind of like a like there's like a you have to fight off like a bunch like when you fight when you try to fight one, it goes into like a 1v1 style fighting system, and then
Mm, kind. So
something like that.
basically, how it works is when you're blocking, there are three places you can block. You can block your left side, your right side, or the top. When you're
Oh, okay.
attacking, you can attack towards the left, towards the right, or towards the top. So when you're
Yeah.
fighting someone, let's take a 1v1, you have to watch, well, is their sword armed for their left side? If so, I should block that side. If
Yeah,
their
yeah. It's
sword
just like
if they're blocking their left side, I should attack their right. So you really have
yeah,
to
yeah,
watch and change up your strategy, which is why a 1v1 is very hard. If you're outnumbered, you can see how quickly this becomes a much harder fight for you to win.
yeah, yeah. It's like yeah. It seems like it's kind of more like a game based around like difficulty,
Mm-hmm.
possibly.
And then there's different types of characters with different playing styles, such as characters with some mace who attack slower but do more damage, or a long
Yeah,
spear that they don't have to be as close to you, they can attack at that range. Or someone
yeah,
with quick daggers who can attack you very quickly, have less health but are fast, things like that.
yeah, yeah. All that stuff. Yeah,
So really, I would totally buy the game if I had the money and I knew I had the time to play it. That's my main concern there.
yeah, yeah. That, but yeah, it does look like it'd be a fun game. I haven't actually read any reviews about it, but
Mm-hmm.
it probably is good.
All right, so next up on the list, did you ever see or play anything for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard?
I have seen I've actually seen a lot for Resident Evil 7.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played it, but it looks really good though. Like
Oh yeah.
I kind of I like the fact that it kind of is deviating from its Resident Evil's usual kind of style and doing something different with it. Like it is very much like looks very more modern. Like it kind of looks like a
Mm-hmm.
Outlast ish type game,
Well, yeah. It feels
but yeah, like
to me it's like playing a normal Resident Evil game, but it's in that first person, which also makes it feel very
yeah,
uh outlastish, and then it returns to that horror where it's not just fighting you. There's also the scares, especially
yeah.
at the beginning,
Oh
to
yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like Outlast, only you have a way to defend yourself.
Yeah, I also just kind of like the aesthetic of it. It feels
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like
Mm-hmm.
mixture of a bunch of other different horror movies.
Yeah.
Also, that and it looks fucking disgusting, and I love it because that's kind of what I want out of horror games. Just like
Mm-hmm.
this is really, but it's also good. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that fucking dinner scene. Oh my god, that oh god.
I
You
have
know how?
seen about 5 full playthroughs of the game, meaning like I've
Yeah, and
invested what? How many hours? It 4 hours if you're fast. So most YouTubers they'll get it done in 6 to 8. I
yeah,
mean, I've invested maybe 30 hours into watching different people playing Resident Evil 7, and I
yeah,
still get enjoyment from watching that. It still gives
yeah,
me new experiences.
yeah. It's just like a different like feeling for each one. Is this? But yeah. Also, I really wanted to get that game, but I'm kind of worried like lengthwise. Is it a very long game or is it
You
just
can
like
beat
a
it in 4 hours.
huh?
You can beat it in 4 hours.
Oh really? Oh that
Yes, that's what Clock
okay.
beat it in. I don't know, he beat it in 5. But again,
Wow,
like you could get
it
it
does
done
seem
in
pretty
a
short.
day or a night easy. If
Yeah,
you're if well that's if you're kind of fast, you know kind of what's ahead.
yeah.
Most people on their first playthrough maybe 8 hours max.
Oh, that's kind of like the opposite of the game I'm kind of playing right now. uh, there's a game I'm playing that's like I heard like the quickest like full completion of it is like 120
Oh
hours.
god.
It
What
was
game?
Donkey Kong 64,
Oh really? That's
and
100 hours?
that's what I've seen a lot of like playthroughs. Is just that it takes like fucking forever to finish that game all the way,
Hmm.
mainly just because like it's a collectible style like platformer, but the thing is there's like a million different types of collectibles you have to
Oh.
get in that game, and you have to like get all of it to actually finish the game, and it's like good god, that's so much. Like I've heard it like I this is probably changed, but I heard that there was like a magazine article that that game has the largest amount of collectibles in existence,
Wow.
and it's just like if that's true, holy shit.
You're in for a treat, bud.
Yeah, it is a good game so far though. Like it is really really fun. But yeah, it's just like I'll get there someday. But then again, I'm a shitty video gamer, so I highly doubt that. But yeah,
Yeah, so Actually, before we continue onward, I posted this on Instagram and I also did on Twitter, so you might have seen it. I redid my setup in my office.
Oh yeah, I still need to see that.
hmm And I'm noticing this
Is it
now.
bad?
No, it's great now. It was bad. But
Oh,
basically, kind of, I'm noticing this now because I have so much leg room. Before, my PC was like right in front of my legs. Now I can
oh,
kick my feet up to their full extent and not touch my PC.
oh, awesome.
The wires are way cleaner. With that said, I have like 100 of them, so still not as clean as most people's. But
Yeah. Oh well.
yeah, check out Twitter when you get a chance and see it, because I'm a lot happier with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I might check out Twitter.
Anyway, so now on to our
Oh, shit.
last thing for the
Yes.
night.
Oh, sorry. I kind of did like a. Did you hear me say, "Oh shit"? Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Sorry. A band I really like is apparently having a song come out tomorrow, and now I'm hyped as
Ooh,
fuck for that.
nice.
Uh, yeah.
So the last thing on our agenda to talk about is the Nintendo Switch. So
Oh yeah.
this is basically Nintendo's newest console, because the Wii U uh did not do as well as they predicted it would,
Yeah.
seeing that it was coming out at the same time and competing with the Xbox One and the PS4.
Yeah.
Very few people chose the Wii U over those consoles,
Yeah.
especially seeing that the Wii U, I believe, when it came out, was like the same price as those consoles.
I think it might have been. It might have been like slightly lower, but I don't remember
Yeah, so
exactly.
they sure as hell lowered it like a couple, maybe a month or two afterwards, but
Yeah,
I think at
probably.
release it was like the same price as those.
Yeah, yeah.
So the Wii U lost, and the Nintendo Switch is kind of Nintendo saying, "Let's try that again."
Yeah,
Uh,
let's do something a bit different.
Especially now that it's not competing with a real Xbox or PlayStation console, aside unless you're counting the Xbox S, which I don't think anyone does. I
Yeah.
haven't heard many people going, "Oh my god, I needed to get that. It's a smaller Xbox." What?
Wow. Oh, wait, sorry. Wow.
Yeah, so I have yet to get a Switch. I'll probably see if I can check out
Yeah.
Clocks whenever he gets that.
Um, yeah.
But
I might get a Switch, but it depends on mainly one thing, and that is if Mario Odyssey is amazing, because good God, I've been waiting for another 3D platformer for forever. Like that's my favorite like genre of gaming, and seeing like Mario Odyssey made me like go, oh, it's happening again.
and
And if it's good, then I'll be like, fuck yeah, getting that Switch. And if not, then I'll be like,
yeah,
else.
and to people who are going like, well, it's a Nintendo console, what's the big deal? The nice thing about the Switch is it's basically an all-in-one. You can set it up in your living
Yeah,
room like a normal console, the Xbox type thing, or you can use it portably, almost in like the old, what was it, a PSP or Game Boy, or
yeah,
just the portable consoles that were handheld. You can walk it
yes,
around, you can do whatever. The controller part of the Switch, click,
yeah,
which I think is a very satisfying sound. It just doesn't quite go right for me. I love
yeah,
that sound, the click when it switches. When I
yeah,
think of though something switching, it's a slightly off click, but whatever.
yeah,
Anyway, rambling on. The controller itself, it can have its kind of left side and its right side. You can take off, use that independently, or snap it onto a controller. It's basically your all-in-one, and even on top of that, it has, I believe Nintendo's putting in the works to make it as well a VR headset.
Oh,
So
really?
it would be a gaming
Huh.
console, a portable console, and a VR
In a
console
VR.
all in one.
If it actually does that, then yeah, I'd fucking buy that then, because
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's got everything now.
Well, and the nice thing is, if you really look into it, they have a design so it will probably not just be VR, but it will be augmented reality. So think Pokemon Go. You'll be
Ooh,
looking through, and the
oh,
world around
sweet.
you will be part of a game. So they could
Yeah,
do
oh, that'd
Pokemon
be
Go
awesome.
for console even if they so wanted to using the Switch.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet if they were able to do that with the console and kind of like use your environment to create like some games, like maybe like a Metroid type shooter or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but like I think it's an amazing idea to do the all-in-one console. I could easily see Xbox or PlayStation start putting in work to do the same for their consoles, but I
Yeah,
think that's a fantastic idea.
yeah, I'd say like like I kind of like this with Nintendo, which is they kind of experimentation with their like consoles. Like the Wii U was kind of one that didn't work as well with being a bit more portable, whereas this one's like it is actually now portable, but you can
Mm-hmm.
still use it as like a regular home console and
Yes.
such. Is like that sounds awesome. I'd be down for that if it got the good games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like
And
yeah,
yeah, I just that's the main thing. I think it's a fantastic idea. I personally probably won't buy it just because most things I buy I make with the intent for content. I probably wouldn't be able to record anything on the Switch, or at least much of
oh
anything.
god, yeah,
There are
because
Let's
of
Plays going on
Nintendo
of Breath of the
copyright.
Wild, so again, I still have to do research to see loopholes around that. Because you can
Yeah,
play Nintendo games, they're just very strict about it. Uh,
yeah,
but also for the fact that there are some Nintendo games I absolutely love, but I don't know if it would be enough games for me to say it's worth buying a console for.
yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
for me, like I saw Breath of the Wild, it's like that does look great, but I could also buy it on Wii U, which I currently have. So,
Mm,
uh, but yeah, like for me, it's more just like if the other games that they have coming out are good.
yeah, and for me, right, because again, that's the problem with buying it right now for me. The only game that I'd buy would be Breath of the Wild, and I can't see one
Yeah,
game as justifying the whole console purchase. Maybe if I was looking to
yeah,
buy a console anyway, but the fact that I'm not and I have much better things that I could put my money to, it just
yeah, yeah,
doesn't seem smart for me at this time to spend all that money on a console to play one game.
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, it's definitely like getting a console is a lot of money, like in an investment. So it does. It would be like how much is it now? Right now, like let me
I'll
look
look it
that up.
up.
Let's see. Uh, okay, so yeah, like it, huh? Price range is apparently from
Yeah.
$400 to $500. So
Yeah.
yeah, like definitely not anywhere near my price range. So
No,
yeah,
I was guessing it would be 300.
yeah, like same here. It's like that seems really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
so
the
yeah, that's probably not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah,
So yeah,
for sure. I couldn't because especially when you account for the games that you'd buy with it. I mean, that quickly
yeah,
ramps up to maybe even 600 or close to $600 to play a game.
yeah, yeah,
So at this time, especially with the limited games they have out right now, I personally can't justify it.
yeah. Definitely, it's just only time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
I
Alrighty.
guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's everything then.
That I think about wraps up episode 7 of the J4U podcast. We still got
Yeah.
another episode to do this week, Luke. Man, we're putting in work.
Oh
3
man.
episodes in a week.
Yeah, it's like
So,
we're making up for our for our absence.
I mean, we really will be by this. But speaking of that, let me kind of go over the changes we are making to the J4U podcast because they are big changes.
Yeah, yeah, we're doing some. I ain't afraid of changes.
So, the
Eh,
first big change, which we'll see how we do starting out, but the goal is this: the J4U podcast will go from a monthly show to a weekly show. You'll
yeah,
get an episode of the J4U podcast every week on Saturday at a set time, which we are still determining. But when we determine that time, that will be the set date and time. Every Saturday at blank, there will be an episode of the J4U podcast for you to tune into. That will hopefully, and again, I'm going to start working on this, be available on SoundCloud, Spotify, and the iTunes Store.
oh
Hopefully,
wait, we're on Spotify and stuff.
not yet, but that's what I'm
Oh,
putting
not yet.
in
Okay.
time so that as we're doing the weekly thing, it'll be every Saturday. A new episode of the podcast goes up on YouTube, and every Sunday, a episode goes up on your normal podcasting distributors.
Yeah, yeah,
That is the goal, at least. And then, as well as that, is they're going to be a lot more, I guess, fine tuned, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So
They'll be a bit more like concise, I guess.
yes, because
Uh,
with it being weekly, that will mean there'll be less to talk about. So hopefully we can get through our topics a little bit quicker. So we'll start
yeah,
with our intro, us talking about maybe our week, telling maybe a little story, and then we'll go on
yeah.
to movie news for that week.
Oh,
And I
just
mean, sometimes there's a lot of movie news, sometimes there's none, so that will always vary
yeah,
with how long it takes. Then we go into game news for that week, and then we go into world news for that week. That's right, we're starting to tackle actual
yeah,
news, which I guess we kind of started breaking into This week
Yeah,
it'll be
I mean,
similar to the things that we did this week. The topics.
yeah, yeah. It's just like this one was kind of more just like movie and regular news, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
blending in together.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
probably stray away from
uh,
political things unless it's something huge.
yeah, let's not
But
go into
it'll be
those
more
types
things
of
like
topics.
the Pewdiepie thing. We'll talk about things like that
Yeah,
on here.
just like random things that happen in the world in general.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll just kind of be like our
Mm-hmm.
thing.
And then after we tackle the actual news side of things, we will do a Not for Families game night, which again will be
Oh
attached
yeah,
with
yeah.
every episode of the J4U podcast at the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we can start doing more of that now.
Mm-hmm. So again,
That'd
hopefully
be
that will
cool.
make things a little bit more concise, a little bit more, uh, what's the word? Formulaic, probably.
I guess, yeah.
It'll be
Formulaic, yeah,
that
but
kind of strict, like
still
you
good
know
though.
what will be coming up.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like yeah. It's just a formula of like stuff that we'll be doing. It's like this, and that.
Yeah, because right now, honestly, we're a little bit random, we're a little bit scattered. We go off topic a lot, so hopefully with
Yeah,
this, it will allow us more freedom to kind of talk about things and be more productive, yet also be a little bit shorter in what we have to say.
yeah, yeah. It'll be yeah. It won't be as like our last podcast we just did, where that was like 2 hours long.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
hopefully they'll be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. That's kind of the goal,
yeah,
but we'll see. Again, the next episode of the podcast that will be on that schedule will be a good test to
yeah,
show us how long they'll be on average and things like that.
yeah, yeah. We'll see how it goes. And then, but I feel like it'll turn out pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll be like again short and concise. You might have
Yeah.
heard my stomach growling there. Sorry. Uh,
You're good, man. With that said,
I
I
need
think that wraps up the
food.
podcast. Well, it's good timing because we're about
Yeah,
done here then. So, that said, thank
yeah,
you guys for watching or listening.
yeah. Thanks.
Since this is the podcast.
Watching and listening is both at the same
Well,
time.
yeah, depending on which platform you would be on, as well. So, if you're watching on
Yeah,
YouTube, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all of your friends. Go check out Luke down below, the film fisher himself. He is a part
yeah,
of J4U Studios, yet he does his own
yeah,
channel where he does his own stuff. Because I
yeah,
mean, I don't own him.
yeah.
He's not
You
property of
don't
his
know
channel. He can do his
me.
own stuff.
By the way, got a review of Kong Skull Island up now and on in the Beast.
Yep.
Plus, special. I'll do like a special announcement on April 1st. There'll be a special Let's Talk About video on a special good bad movie because I decided now for April Fool's Day I'll be doing a special analysis of a good bad movie.
Ooh.
I won't say what it is, but it's a good one
Well, I
or
look forward
good
to
bad
it.
one. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Well, with that said, uh, also make sure you check out Tangled Beards. They'll be uploading our
Yeah,
collab hopefully very soon. The J4U Studios
yeah,
with Tangled Beards Productions.
yeah. You'll be seeing them
Mm-hmm.
then.
Yeah, so hopefully that challenge will be up soon. So make sure you check them out. Subscribe to Tangled Beards and watch that video. And with that said, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the J4U podcast. And we will see you guys next
Dankeschön.
time. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Dankeschön, ladies and gentlemen.